building's secure. Now, Paul, no matter what happens, we can't let that cat out of here.
Dr. Gray, you saw what just happened at that stairwell.
Just shut up about that. Right now, we gotta kill that cat.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Brittany and Eric.
What's up?
Hello. It's late.
Yeah, it is very late.
We stayed up pretty late to do this movie tonight, and
We're up past our bedtime.
wait, it's past midnight. It's midnight 30, and we watched a submission pick. Someone sent this movie in to us. We had a couple movies to choose from recently, so this one seemed the most accessible. And that was the movie Uninvited from 1988.
And who submitted this?
This was submitted by Dave Bullis.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes, he is a filmmaker, podcaster, does a kind of an interview type show. He's a good guy. We chat every so often, and he saw this movie, bought it on eBay, and then recommended it to us.
Nice.
So
He's perceptive.
yeah. I watched the trailer, and I got really excited.
Did it live up to your expectations?
Much like other George Kennedy movies where we see the trailer and are excited.
Why is that? That's true.
No, it did not.
That happened a couple times. Who wants to explain what this movie's about?
No.
Okay.
Eric.
So there is a cute cat. He's not have a name. I'm going to call him Mittens from now on. So
Doesn't have a name.
No, he doesn't.
That's a problem.
His
Yeah, that
name
is a
is
problem.
Demon Cat.
Failure.
He's Mittens. So Mittens is a test lab animal who is being injected with some sort of chemical.
What do we think it is?
I don't know.
Demonicide.
There we go. It's demonicide.
Perfect.
This cat's being injected with demonicide, and it escapes the clutches of its captors and goes on a little tour across the USA and ends up in the hands of this woman who meets up with these two like scumbag sleazoid guys and their nerdy friend, and they all somehow meet up with this this stock market guy named Walter Graham, who's like a famous Wall Street guy, who is in the process of trying to escape the United States and go to like his offshore banking area so he can withdraw his funds and basically
Like the Cayman Islands or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the ship that they're taking off on has been left without a crew because Walter Graham yelled at all of them and made them that it hurt their
He's
feelings.
such a
Aw.
prick. They all quit.
Yeah, and so in the interest of trying to get out as soon as possible, he takes on the three weird dudes and the two ladies as his crew. And the cat stows away upon the ship where it wreaks havoc upon everyone, including George Kennedy.
Bet you forgot about the cat.
Yeah, no, this movie's convoluted.
We almost did too.
Exactly.
I would like to say that in the beginning of the movie, right, the cat, when he escapes, like the cat gets out, they straight up call for like a code red, and these alarms start going off and everything, and then there's just footage of cat like walking down the stairs. Like, this Public Enemy. It was
Public
funny.
Enemy number one.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
And so if we want to go into successes for the movie, I think actually I'd like to say that I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it
Unintentionally
was.
so.
Yeah, I don't think it meant to be funny.
I think it's like 80-20.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely some elements of this movie that were supposed to be funny,
Right.
and I still laughed.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think some of the intentionally comedic parts because I know they were there. I'm just trying to remember what they did on purpose.
I honestly can't think of any. Unless the end was one.
No, I don't think the end was one.
That was just pure incompetence.
That was foolish. Yeah, I don't know. I thought some of because it was so goofy.
See, the only strength that I have is that it had absurdity going for it. But even that was like really being gracious to even give it that. Because I feel like it wasn't absurd on purpose. I guess not that it matters if it hits the note anyway.
Yeah.
But I feel like it does matter.
Yes. So unless Eric has any successes, I know he does.
have one success, and I forced myself to write it. I think the guy who played Walter was a pretty good actor. I think he did a pretty reasonable job of being maybe like a TV grade villain.
Yes.
You know, he wasn't bad. The rest of the acting was poor.
It was poor.
But he really fit the mold of, like, you know, if you can't really afford to get someone expensive to be your expensive villain, then get this guy.
Yeah.
He's got a mustache. He can pretend that he's, you know, a pricey guy.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Yeah, he looked like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah,
Like a bad guy.
pretty much.
Like Bernie. He looked like Bernie. I thought this movie had some appeal to it. I thought it had intentional appeal.
I feel like I can't articulate why I enjoyed the parts that I did. Maybe because they were so ridiculous. Like, I wish I had more positive things to say about it.
True.
But I just can't reach deep down into the pockets of my soul and give this movie much credit.
I understand.
It's the sort of enjoyment of, like, why did they do this?
Yeah.
Like, someone with good sense wouldn't do this, but it entertained me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very baffling.
I guess heavy on the favorite parts or
I
at least
wrote
our emotional
down-
connection to the favorite parts. We're not going
I
to
wrote
them.
down just like a lot of stuff that I thought was just like you just said, like, why did you do this?
Well, can we add that section of the show? Can we have a why did you do this section, and we can talk about some whys?
We can
Let's do
that.
it.
Let's
What do you guys have for some whys?
Why did he why was he leaving a trail of tuna for the demon cat?
Wait, are you talking about the like the yuppie kid?
Yeah, he was like
Oh, it was
creeping around in like the basement.
It was poisoned.
Boats have basements.
Yes, with poison tuna.
Poisoned the tuna.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I was like, this is literally a demon cat, and you think you're gonna like lull it into submission with some fancy feast.
Well,
That
maybe
was
it had
ridiculous.
crucifixes in it.
Yeah, well, hold on. Is it a demon cat or is it a mutated cat?
Well, the info on Amazon Prime says that it's a demon. I'm pretty sure.
But it was like all chemicalized, right?
I really
was.
wish. This is a little bit of a side note. I wish we had watched this on like the Comcast guide, because it would have just torn this movie apart. Have we ever talked about
Description
that?
would have been so bitchy and judgmental.
Alleged demon cat.
Like, those descriptions are so sarcastic. Like, you're just supposed to tell me what the movie's about.
Also, I was baffled that every time someone got bitten by the cat and died, they just wrapped their body in a sheet and threw them overboard.
Not even a sheet. It was like toilet paper.
You're a mummy now. Bye.
Oh man! Some of those
Yeah, it
parts are
was
my favorite
so
parts.
nonchalant. Like, people would just like get bit and then it would just straight cut to them tossing their body overboard. It was so disconnected and like unemotional. I was like, are we supposed to be identifying with these people? Because I hate them all.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking one question the whole time, and I was like, oh, what is this director passionate about? Like, what is he trying to tell me?
Throwing bodies overboard.
Well, no, just in general.
Oh, in general?
Yeah, like, what is he trying to say through
have
this
no
movie? Like,
I
idea.
like throwing bodies overboard.
I don't know. Even from the beginning, it was so convoluted and weird. And it started like following the cat, and then you're following the women, and then you're following Graham, and then you're following the like wannabe yuppie kids, and they all collide. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it was all of that was just an excuse to get all those people on a boat to have a cat go around and murder them.
It was
so then
the
they worked
worst
backwards.
setup
They just worked backwards.
ever. Like, who would ever do that? Like, yeah, you inexperienced idiots can crew my boat and party while we sail to the Cayman Islands. Ugh, it was insane.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected to see in this movie when it was described to me.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the description on the site says something on Amazon Prime says something to the effect of, like, two beautiful women find a cat, and it's actually a demon, and it's uninvited. So you better get your house guests ready so you can have invited versus uninvited. And, I mean, I don't think it makes any reference to the fact they're on a boat or there's, like, this whole Cayman Islands plot. I mean, it really seems like...
I mean, they do a few times when he tries to like bribe people to get him there,
Right.
but that's like very background.
Yeah, it's a little weird that they just kind of put this whole cat versus boat thing. Like, I guess I could give them credit for being inventive, but it takes so much effort to get there.
Yeah,
like they don't take off on the yacht until like 25 minutes into the movie.
It's true.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to set this up, at
Like-
least in the thinnest way they did.
Yeah, and like the first 7 minutes, that cat has like 4 different owners.
Yeah, it's
Like, do you remember that there was a gas station robbery?
I do remember
Okay,
that
you-
part.
For
I
no
wrote
reason?
that part down.
Yeah.
I called it Red Truck.
And what did they even steal?
The truck.
The truck
truck
was
that they
seemingly
already
theirs.
owned.
Yeah.
I don't know. They stole that guy's life.
But going back to the demon, I actually wrote down that I'm not convinced it's a demon.
It's not a
So
demon.
even I was questioning my own stance on that.
Well, the whole movie started with the X-ray, and the doctor looks at it, and he goes, "Oh, bring me this thing. I've got to cut this other thing out of it."
Yeah.
And then that doesn't happen. The cat escapes.
This thing was just wearing like a cat, like a skin, right?
Seemed
Presumably?
like it, but meow. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, that's a possibility. I thought it was
Yeah.
growing inside the cat. The
I
whole
thought
time.
so too.
Well,
And
because
then
when
you
it,
just blew my mind.
but then like every
I didn't
time you
think of anything else.
really,
No, I didn't.
because
I'm an
it
idiot.
would crawl out of the cat's mouth and then
crawl back in.
and then the cat would just be like a lifeless lump.
Yeah,
True.
So I was like, is this thing just literally wearing a cat's body as a disguise?
but
That's even worse.
But I also felt like when it came out,
it
it
looked
was
like a cat.
no. No, it did not. It looked
like a
like
gopher
a
cat.
porcupine / monkey / rat. And it was like twice the size of the cat.
No, it was like it was bigger. No,
When it was coming out of the cat's mouth, it looked like a little tiny rat.
it was a little gopher.
And then when it was
Little
just
goof.
completely out, it looked like a fucking crazy like monkey.
It looked
rat.
like a badger when it was out.
Dude,
and
yeah.
a gopher.
All right,
like
so
a
here's what I'm
porcupine. How they
getting.
have
Eric.
those pointed faces.
This director is passionate about animals
Okay,
because listen to how many animals we named. And he's smiling.
It's true.
he is smiling, and I'm smiling too. We all win.
Fucking all over the damn place.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really. We're just gonna
Already transitioned into failures.
play it by ear with this movie in this episode because this is crazy.
I thought the special effects were terrible.
Pretty bad.
They were not awesome.
They were not good.
I don't know. Did
Everything looked like
I
a
feel like I wanted
bloody,
to like this a lot.
like a hairy glove covered in blood.
Oh, the fucking cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing sucked.
Yeah,
I think the coolest one was probably when George Kennedy's leg explodes and it was like squirting blood. That was pretty cool.
That was gross.
And when the preppy dude got his face like slashed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which even that was like a victim of bad editing because we were like, did he just get hit by a steam cloud or did the cat do that?
Yeah, because he's just shooting random things in the fucking hull of this boat.
got blasted in the face with a bunch of steam. We're like, holy shit, that steam was hot.
Burns his face right off.
Melted his face. They even die by the cat.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I feel like I really wanted to like it, and I didn't really write down anything that I thought it did really poorly at that we haven't already mentioned.
Not enough demon cat.
I think I'll agree because I feel like we got a little too much regular cat.
A lot of regular cat.
Don't care.
Yeah, I can see a cat whenever I want.
Yeah.
I really can. They're
Which is
all over the
never,
internet.
I never want to see a cat.
Yeah, I heard that song one time. I never want to see a cat.
What?
What?
Any more failures, guys?
I have a cat-related failure.
What's up?
That cat did not want to be on that set.
No.
Nor did it want to be held by any of those actors.
Oh, it looked miserable as fuck
Yeah.
every time.
Do you think it was the director's cat?
I mean, he does love animals and he smiles.
He does. Those are the two things we know about.
Yeah, so he
Braden
probably
Clark.
did. Put
How
the
do you
cat
know
in
he
the movie.
smiles?
Well, because we're talking about animals.
And
He
smiling.
loves animals.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
he's smiling.
he goes to B. Brittany.
All right. Can
Well,
we just-
also another cat-related failure. I'm sorry. I want to keep talking about this cat.
it was a cute cat.
When the cat, well, I mean, I'm off the regular cat. I'm on to the cat sack. The fake cat they used.
You know, like that Ted Nugent song?
The one that looks like
Cat sack fever.
the one
do
that
know
looks
that
like a
song.
stuffed animal.
The one that looks like a hollow Muppet.
Yeah, like a flat cat.
Yeah, it's so obviously awful. Like
It was real bad.
it was awful.
Every time they showed it, it was just like lifeless eyes.
Yeah.
Flat, huge face.
Oh, it was so much
It was
bigger.
like so obviously made out of like fabric.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it
I
was
loved
like
it.
kind of.
I loved it.
Pretty fucking funny.
It had
actually.
appeal.
Did it?
It did.
Can we just skip right to the end because
Appealing to me.
it's amazing.
Hold on.
Speaking of appealing, I would want him to feed the cat the banana so bad.
Yeah, the one lonely banana. What's up, Eric?
Like, please.
I'm all set.
Done?
Yeah, I think I'm good with failures. I've said my piece. Oh, and I hate all these characters, and I'm glad they're dead.
Especially Suzanne. What a bitch.
Yeah.
I wrote it that she needed to die, and then 2 minutes later, God gave me a gift.
He did?
Yeah.
What was that gift?
That she ate a fucking poison rat cat piece of bread, and she choked on her own blood.
She ate a poison crumb.
She
Was
ate
it worth
a
it?
poisoned crumb. She was so fucking annoying. It was her fault that the cat was there in the first place.
Yep.
And then she like just went into like fucking basket case syndrome and was blaming everyone else. And then got so paranoid that everyone was hoarding food and eating it without her.
Yeah, she was.
She was just insufferable.
She panicked the most.
Yeah, and then she ate croutons. See
Ah.
what happens when you eat croutons?
See?
Yeah.
Choke on your own blood, bitch.
Yeah, this is a PSA. Don't eat croutons.
That's what this was about. That's what he's passionate about. He's passionate about animals, smiles, and croutons.
Specifically, anti-crouton.
Although she told her friend to drop dead, and I thought that that's that's something that needs to make a comeback.
Drop dead.
Telling people to drop dead.
Yeah. I was like, that needs to see a revival.
Oh, I feel like people take that too seriously now. They're like,
Triggered. I'm triggered.
all right. So we can talk about our favorite parts / the end.
So slowly all the characters get killed off one by one except for the nerdy guy who's accompanying the frat bros.
Yep.
I forget his name. Irrelevant.
Oh, shit. It's not Horseshack, but it's along those territories.
Something like that. And then the lady that was driving the boat, I forget her name as well.
Well, I'm looking at the list here. Maybe he's a hotel concierge. Is that who that was? Was that him, or was it the Caribbean officer?
So irrelevant. Let's call them Bob and Kelly.
Really close. There was a Bobby in there.
Is there?
Yes. Okay.
Nailed it.
We're good.
So everyone dies. They're the last ones. They jump on the lifeboat along with a suitcase from Graham that has like $1 million in it. And they're like rowing their little lifeboat away, and they're like, oh yay. And then out of nowhere, the fucking cat rat like launches at them. And then Bob is like struggling to get it off of him. Kelly punches it and it like flies into the water. And then they like embrace again. And then he screams, it's not over yet. And then it attacks them again. And then he throws it in the water and he goes, oh, it's not going to leave us alone as long as we're the only thing floating out here. So they have the brainstorm idea to empty all the cash into another bag and throw the suitcase into the water. So they throw the briefcase into the water for the fucking cat demon to float on. And when it like finally crawls onto the briefcase and is floating, they cheer. And then it crossfades to like a fucking palm tree beach and like really happy sitcom music.
Yep.
And why?
That's a good why.
Although it was honestly so fucking weird and amazing that we had to rewind it and watch it again.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe my own eyes.
This was the biggest.
So they like
This was the biggest clashing of moods I've ever seen.
so bad, and it goes back and forth, and then they're like excited when the thing finds something to float on.
It attacks, right? And they freak out in horror. This is horrific. She punches it into the water. There's calm. There's okay. Oh, it's not over, right? Amps the horror back up again. And then immediately we get to when the floaty suitcase goes out, and then there's hope. Hope comes back, and then we hear hopeful music, and then they cheer. So we go from horror to hope to like satisfaction all at once.
It's really confusing. Because I get that they're excited that the thing is not going to try to climb in their boat anymore. Shouldn't be pumped that it's still alive, though.
Was that their ultimate goal? Like, it's just going to keep climbing in the boat? And
Like-
so, I don't know. I feel like that was just so...
It's a very
It was so
pragmatic solution
stupid.
to a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
well, we'll just make it so it doesn't need to come after us
It
anymore.
was like so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like, because they make you think that this thing just goes down with the ship. Like that Dido song. And then
But,
they show you a really
unfortunately-
terrible.
It's a holy diver like that Dio song.
They show us a really bad,
Oh,
like,
nice.
paper boat model in like the worst fake ocean ever. And then they cue you up for the return of the rat.
Because, yeah, I mean, clearly the cat, like, that's horror movie convention. The cat's clearly not dead yet.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have the heroes finish it off once and for all. And they don't.
Well, and the finishing of it off was saving its life.
Yeah, which, yeah. We're going back to it. Animal smiles and croutons. That covers 2 of it.
That's 2 out of 3 passions.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And you know what? Think of how many croutons they can buy with that $1 million in a sack.
I just
A lot.
was already baffled when I thought that it just went down with the boat. Because I was like, why would you choose to end that way?
Yeah.
And then it ended the way it did. And I was like,
That's
why
evil.
times 2?
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't the real end. The real end was pretty amazing too, though.
We
Okay.
won't spoil it.
No, okay, no
No
spoilers,
spoilers
on
on
that
this. No spoilers on this cast.
Oh, of the new cat.
Yeah.
Like the demon cat lands on a beach where there's another cat that he had taken over. Child picks up the cat, punchin' on the cat. And then we roll some credits. And we know the movie's over.
I honestly don't even know what to feel about this.
I honestly don't even know what has happened so far. Eric?
Going back to the George Kennedy death scene,
Oh, yes.
his chest starts swelling, much like Alien, for example.
Blech.
And it's like it's pumping up, and like there's just this close up of like everyone huddled around him. You can see it from his point of view, and like his chest is like really swelling up. It looks like it's gonna burst. And then, like, everyone's looking expectant, like, oh, here it comes. This is the money shot of the movie. Like, this is the trailer shot. And then, like, it just stops and he dies. Everyone looks disappointed.
I was so confused about why they were leaning in. I was like, clearly that thing's gonna blow.
Yeah.
Why are you getting closer to it?
Well, that's what the American flag whipped onto the screen, right? And
Yes.
then a transition to him being thrown off the boat, wrapped in toilet paper, slow motion.
I was like, wow, that was really compassionate of that.
Just the idea of that.
Listen, guys, if I ever go out on a boat, you know what to do.
Wrap you in toilet paper, throw you overboard.
Better be double ply.
Double ply.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm a Scots guy.
Charmin Ultra.
Oh, my God. Yes, that was quite good.
I thought it was funny when they were taking the smaller little speedboat to the yacht, and the fucking idiot dude was like, oh, I'm gonna get seasick, and then literally threw up before the boat even moved.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to think
I
of.
was
Intentionally
like, what
funny
the
part?
fuck? Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely think
I
so.
think it
That's
could just
one
be
of those-
shitty timing.
This movie had a lot of shitty timing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the editing was wacko.
Wackadoo.
Yeah. Oh, man. I want to throw out a favorite part. There was the scene where one of those preppy dudes was beating up what was his name, the mustache guy, Walter.
Yeah.
He was beating up Walter, and he punches him in the stomach, and then George Kennedy comes in the room, and he holds the gun to him, and instead of shooting him to like kill or anything like that, he shoots him in the arm, and he shoots him in the arm that he punched the guy with, and I thought that was hilarious. I don't know, like, how do you stop a guy from punching someone? You shoot him in the arm.
Clearly.
Yeah, and I don't know, but once again,
But it
pragmatic,
just, like,
a pragmatic
barely
approach to the
skimmed
movie.
him. His later death scene is so weird, though.
Oh,
He's like screaming about how there's poison in his blood.
blood. Poison in my blood. It's in my blood. Poison.
Jumps in the ocean.
I've got the poison in my blood.
Oh man, he fucked
badass.
up. He forgot to wrap himself in toilet paper.
Maybe he's actually alive. We'll see him come back in the sequel.
It's floating out there till this very day.
I know. Well,
With
imagine.
his dumb hot dog hand.
Oh, gross. That was foolish. Any other quick favorite parts before we start to rate it? Yeah, I'd say this little tune here, the sitcom tune was great.
Little Hill Street Blues action.
Can we put
Yeah.
that in somewhere?
Into this
What are you
episode?
talking about?
Yeah.
My rendition's perfect.
Yeah, Eric's doing a pretty good job.
But I just want people to hear this music
and see the end of the movie.
Visualize someone throwing a suitcase at a rat.
Someone throwing a suitcase at a chemical cat so it can survive in the ocean.
Yeah.
And he hops on it like...
I keep calling it a rat. I'm sorry. It just
No,
really,
it's definitely
it
a rat.
really looked like one.
It was like straight Titanic style. Like, it was like
Nah.
floating on that thing. Yeah, see, we can all...
Second, I thought you were
also-
doing Kiss from a Rose.
Yeah, this...
The classic hit from Titanic.
I was... this is Batman Forever, dude.
Oh man, should we rat it?
Yeah, let's rate
Should we
it.
cat it?
Let's cat it.
Okay, you clowns. Cut the cat.
So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm going to
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right, guys, let's rate Uninvited 1988, the weird movie. That's what kind of movie it is.
I think I know that I need to give this movie a what the fuck.
Okay.
I think what. I think what. I don't know what this movie is doing. I don't know who it's for. I don't know why it's happening. I don't know what the point was.
But you had fun.
I did have fun,
Yeah.
which is why I'm not giving it a negative. It was just more like, wow, this is a thing.
Yep. Eric, what about you?
I'm going to give it a fuck off. The ending, I'm going to admit, raised my rating by quite a hefty amount. I wasn't quite ready to give it a fuck you, but it wasn't going to be as favorable as a fuck off. I do have a feeling this is a movie I'm going to remember fondly. You know, like I'm going to remember us watching this and just be like, that was a lot of fun.
Do you think you're going to recommend it to people?
Yeah. I would.
I think I would.
I
and
think I
that's-
might too.
I was going to give it a fuck off, and then I was like, you know what? I actually think I would tell people to watch this because of how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
And that brought me up to, oh, what the fuck? Because I can't quite give it a fuck yes.
Like someone that likes 80s horror and wants like a deep cut.
yeah.
Like they would really enjoy this because it really does capture the worst the genre has to offer, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, it doesn't like scratch the horror itch by any mean, really.
But
No.
it scratches that camp itch all the way.
But it's
It's-
amusing to watch it do whatever it is that it's doing.
Yeah, it's got that Friday the 13th Part 5 vibe.
Yeah.
Where it's like, they thought they were making a horror movie.
They intended
They
to.
tried, I think.
Nothing is that perfectly bad.
It's like if gory horror movies were like daytime TV,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
you know, and it just was like a little bit.
It did have a soap opera feel.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
And so I guess I'll give it a. I'll have to give it. I'm just gonna do a fuck yes.
You having fuck yes?
I am, because I thought even though it was completely all over the map, I still kind of just wanted to know what was going down next.
Yeah.
And then when we'd hard cut to a new scene, I wouldn't be as mad as I would at other movies. I don't know why.
Maybe because it just establishes from the beginning that like this is gonna be a shit show.
That's a really good point, because the way this whole movie opened in that weird like lab area, and the cat, and the way those doctors were acting with the x-rays, and the whole cat running away from this like agency, like that was crazy, and I was like amused by it, and I just remained that level of amusement throughout the whole movie.
I can see that.
So I'll give it a favorable rating. I'll give it a fuck yes, and I would recommend it to somebody else.
We're all up and down the scale on this one.
Yeah, I mean, but nothing truly negative.
No. Oh, I should say that George Kennedy did let out a couple of gubs, which is something that we haven't heard in about 80 episodes.
Yeah, that we watched Party Crasher, and somebody said "Oh Gub," and we've said "Oh Gub" ever since.
Yes. And George Kennedy has joined us.
And now he's here, and yeah, I guess that's it. No more final thoughts. We don't think anything else.
I don't think anything ever.
Nothing
I don't think
worth
this movie
mentioning.
Yeah, I agree. We're done mentioning things
Yeah.
of any value here. And yeah, we watched Uninvited from 1988, a submission by Dave Bullis.
Much like the movie, this episode is all the fuck over the place.
Yeah, I think this was one of the the type of thing that when you get to the favorite parts, it happens.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was. There's a certain brand of movies where we can, point out the positives and the negatives. They're very distinct. This type of thing, it just gets real muddy.
Yeah.
And we gotta crawl through it. We gotta get to, and we just need to have a conversation.
It's hard to assess
Yeah, it gets difficult
in a very
that way.
structured form.
Yeah. Yeah, so thanks again, Dave. You can find him on Twitter at Dave_Bullis. And listen to his podcast. It's pretty good.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dave.
for sure.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. I guess it's our time to wrap it up. We have no one to say goodbye to. I feel weird.
Yeah.
I'm usually like,
it's an empty seat.
Yeah, it's, this was the first time. It was the first time we've done it by ourselves in a little bit.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, we usually have guests.
Yeah, we have had a guest on for a little while.
Not alone.
It's true.
No, it's kind of fun. It's all right.
I can be your guest.
Can you be
Can
the
be
guest?
your hero,
I don't know. Was
baby.
I invited?
No, I'm uninviting everyone for the end of the episode.
For your cat party?
Yeah, no, fuck cats. If
No, don't. Seriously, don't actually fuck cats.
No, do whatever you want. Just don't tell anybody. Right?
I don't know.
No.
Don't. Really? I thought you could do whatever you want as long as you kept it deep down inside you.
That's a rape.
Whoa.
That's a raping.
Of a cat?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Cat'll probably put up a good fight.
I think it would.
Yeah.
If you'd like
This
more
is,
information on Second Class Cinema,
You know what? Cut that. That was weird.
I was just going to start saying how there are some animals who do come on to humans sexually, but then I was like, this is going to spiral into a deep, dark place that I don't think anyone wants to visit right now.
So what you're saying is sometimes it's okay to have sex with animals.
I guess if they're asking for it.
Okay, good. I'm glad we've established that.
that's great.
90 episodes into this podcast.
90 episodes in, we are pro beastiality.
Yes. We're pro animal and crouton and smiles.
Yes.
Just
You can fuck all three of those
Just
things.
animal shame, What was that fucking cat wearing?
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Okay, all this has got to hit the
Fucking
cutting
good
room floor.
night.
All right, no, I have to end it. I have to do our stuff. God damn it. I've run out of voice and I'm supposed to wrap the show up.
We'll wrap it up.
I've been trying.
Go.
Wrap it in toilet paper.
All right, here we go. We're going to wrap it in toilet paper, throw it overboard, baby. If you want more information on Second Class Cinema, you can head on to Facebook, facebook.com/Second Class Cinema. If you'd like to listen to our program, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, secondclasscinema.com, and followingfilms.com. It's over. Cat off.
Do, 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 do.
Cat out.
Do, 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 do.